Well, the kind of students who the Access Project works with, like many others, have been really confused and worried about what's going to happen with their results this year. I was in one of our schools this morning, actually, but one of our students there, he's had an offer from Oxford University. His grade in his mock was an A. He's predicted an A from his teacher, and then the grade he's been awarded is a B, which means he's missed his offer. And that's exactly one of these cases where the school historically hasn't done particularly well in maths. You really feel for people. It's bad enough when people miss out on those opportunities, but at least they can kind of accept that, well, I didn't do as well as I could have done in my exam, and I might be disappointed about that, but that kind of happens. But to miss out on those opportunities when you haven't had the chance, it's really tough.
Why is there this greater anxiety and greater concern for those students and young people from a disadvantaged background?
So one of the ways that grades will be awarded this year is based on a teacher assessment, and that teacher assessment will then be moderated by things like previous performance in GCSEs and also the previous performance of the school. Now, if a disadvantaged student has been to a school where there haven't historically been good grades and they get predicted a really good grade by their teacher, they're more likely to have that grade down marked compared to a student who's gone to a really good school which has a history of performing really well.
So then the latest government announcement over this, Gavin Williamson saying, and the Education Secretary saying that actually if students are unhappy with the results, they can then fall back on the mock results. Is this something that could help the students that you work with?
So the change in terms of mocks is quite last minute and is quite confusing. What's not clear is what counts as a proper mock exam. There is no commonly agreed standard for that. And the guidance hasn't been issued yet by the government to explain what will count as a proper mock. So it's very confusing, and it won't necessarily help all students to challenge the grade they've been awarded.
So then what would you say is the best way to deal with this? Because this is unprecedented, that GCSEs and A-levels being called off the way it has been. We're living in a once-in-a-generation pandemic. What the government was worried about is maybe if teachers produce results which are too favourable and actually undermine the results and the future of young people going forward. So what do you think is the answer to all of this?
Yeah, I think it's a really challenging situation, and no system that was going to be implemented was ever going to be perfect or result in people having the grades that they wanted. I think one of the things that's really important, and it's good that the government has called for this, is for universities to be more flexible than they might have been otherwise in terms of what grades and offers people are made, and to be able to take that into account when deciding whether to honour an offer, even if a student hasn't quite got the grades that they need to get in. And I think that's a good move and a good request from the government.